Hello, everybody. Thursdays at 3, Coaching for the Soul. See who pops on here in the next couple minutes. Today is the 3rd of December, 2020. It's almost done. Good for us. Good for us. Hey, Susan. How's it going? Someone else is on too. They haven't popped up here yet. Hey, Adrian. How are you? Got a lot to talk about today. It's been 2 weeks. My gosh. Yep. Lots of things to talk about. Hey, Amanda. How are you? I'm fantastic, Susan. I am great. Life is wonderful. Yep. Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Oh, Bailey just looked at me like, what, Daddy? Who are you talking to? Yes, Adrian, it's good. It's really good. Very blessed. Very thankful. Yep. Very, very, very thankful. Yep. Yep. And yep, we are fine. Hey, Katie or Catherine, how are you? It's a good day, isn't it, Kathy? For sure. Us Capricorns are loving it. Yep. Getting close to our birthdays, right? The big astrology that's going to happen on December 21st. We're going to talk about that first, too. It's going to be great. Y'all better be ready. Ready for the flip. Yep, ready for the flip. It's going to happen. Into the fourth dimensional energy. Starting the 22nd of December, 2020. Yep. So we'll hang out a little bit more, see who else comes on. Been 3 minutes, so we'll see. Yeah. See how many people pop on. But, yeah, pretty good. I know. Spirit said it's going to be exciting to be alive in 2021. For sure. Yep. Right? We're all born at this time to be able to experience, our soul to experience the fourth dimensional energy that's coming. It's already begun, really. You know. Yeah, it's already begun. So that will be, yeah, it's going to be pretty good. You know, talk about that too. Yep. Being aware, Spirit says, being aware. Yeah. Yep. So readings today have been challenging, which is kind of interesting. They usually are on Thursdays, you know. Usually challenging. Today they were extra challenging. So yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. So okay, I think we're gonna start. He wants to start right now. So, okay, so the first thing he wants to talk about is the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Okay, astrology stuff, right? If you look in the sky, the south to the west, the southwest, you will see where Saturn is really bright. I'm sorry, Jupiter's really bright, and Saturn is just a little bit to the left. They've gone across the summer sky. Okay, Jupiter was really, really bright all summer, and as Saturn got brighter and brighter as the summer went on. Okay, so on December 21st, the winter solstice. Okay, you've probably seen my postings on this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. They're going to combine and be one. Okay, they're going to be like less than 1 degree away from each other. In the sign of Aquarius, you guys, at 0 degrees Aquarius, which means it's new beginnings, right? It's the age of Aquarius, okay? We've all heard about that, right? So for 200 years, Aquarian energy, okay? And we've talked about this before. I'm going to go into it again. Hey, Vic. Hey, Shelly. But hopefully in Detroit, or wherever we're at, right? we'll be able to see, it will look like one star in the southwest sky right after the sun goes down. Okay? This conjunction hasn't happened since 1233, everybody. That's 800 years ago. Hey, Dorothy. Okay? 1233. Think about that. Okay? Almost 800 years is the last time this conjunction happened in the sky. And what did that entail? The Industrial Revolution and man becoming who we are, slowly but surely who we are today. Okay? Spirit says understanding that we are all chose to be living at this time, to have our souls experience that conjunction. Okay? Okay? And if you need to know what it is, again, look up Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. And it will give you all kinds of information that probably will resonate with you in your souls. Okay? It's a big event. Moving into the age of Aquarius. Moving out of Earth signs for the first time in 200 years. Okay? Earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay? This year has been the big Capricorn year, with all kinds of conjunctions, all the kinds. I think at one time we had 6 planets retrograde, or 6 planets in Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn, right? This has not been the year that I expected. In one sense. In the other sense, it's an amazing year for me, okay? Again, getting us ready for that 4th dimensional energy. Hey, Jessica. I love you too, honey. And understanding, James, that 4th dimensional energy, everybody, is mind, body, spirit. Okay? 4th dimensional energy is taking care of yourself. 4th dimensional energy is is allowing yourself to be more aware, Spirit says. And it is. Okay? Because we're no longer trapped in the mud of Earth signs, of Capricorn, which is structure and challenge, and you have to work for what you want. And because Saturn is Capricorn's guiding planet. It is also Aquarius's guiding planet, but in a different sense. Okay? So this year and other years where the conjunction has happened in either Taurus or Virgo and also Capricorn, right, has made everybody on the planet feel like they're in mud. It's now going into Aquarius at 0 degrees, which is fabulous. Okay? It's the beginning of the cycle. So we, as humans, right? I mean, I'm 60. I know that I've got at least 30 years left, I would think, right? And maybe beyond. So I'll get to experience 30 years of the energy being in Aquarius, okay? And Aquarius is about flow. It's air, right? It's about knowledge. It's about power. It's about, and the one thing that Spirit wants to talk about this, and this, I've talked about this before with him, with us, right? Structures that we've known while in the earth signs, okay, will crumble. Government, education, banking, everything that we have grown up with, everything that our souls have known. We've had government forever, right? Different types of government in our soul's journey, right? There's always been, even back to the Greeks, right? Even back to the Mayans, right? Back to Atlantis, you know. Hey, Karen, and the Lemurians, right? So it is about understanding that those forms of government have been or are being destroyed. And as we go, hey Paula, and as we go into 4th dimensional energy, beginning on the 22nd of December this year, okay, things will be rebuilt. Okay, things will be rebuilt in a more friendly way for human. Okay, that is going to be amazing. Okay, I'm going to tell you on a spiritual level, that's why Joe Biden won the election. I've said from Spirit, hey Marcy, how are you, honey? I've said this for a while, maybe not on here, but I've said to clients or I've said to friends that Spirit told me probably 8 months ago that he was going to win. Okay? And he's the savior of the United States, but also the savior of the world. He's going to usher in the age of Aquarius for us, for all of humanity. You may not agree, okay, but you got to get rid of that third dimensional thinking, because it's about the government taking care of us. It's about us doing our part. Big business, it's about taking care of us, making sure that we are taken care of, okay? And when that happened, and as we go through this period of transition, okay, it is more and more obvious that there's opposition, right? Strong opposition. And every time that something happens politically with the current president, he's hanging on to the third dimension, you guys. He's hanging on to the third dimension. I'm good, Marcy. I think about you too, honey. Yeah, right. So every time that I see him on TV or I hear something, I'm like, oh my God, he's got his claws so deep into the third dimension, because he does, and all of his 73 million that voted for him, many of which will come over to the understanding side as their energy gets cleared. Right, it might take a year or two. Right, it's going to happen. Going to happen. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, there's no doubt. Spirit is telling me. I mean, I'm channeling that 100%, and that's a good thing. And for the people who don't care for that type of thing, they call it socialism or whatever they want to call it. They used to call it liberalism, right? Okay, so Paula just asked, is there a financial collapse like in the stock market coming? Not a collapse, but there will be an adjustment. Spirit says. Okay. Right now it's riding high on coronavirus, right? That there's a cure. Trump is still in office. So, but they like Joe Biden because he's balanced. Okay. They know him. Been in government for 42 years, right? I mean, he's Grandpa Joe, and he's that type of man. He cares about human beings. He truly does. And he's here at the right place at the right time. Okay. And I can tell you, I have followed through Spirit ever since South Carolina when he won the primary, and then everything else fell by the way. Everybody fell by the wayside. He was told by his son, Beau, who passed away of the brain cancer, right? He needed to run for president or Donald Trump was going to win. He had not planned to run for president. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Okay. So again, it all fits into the fourth dimensional energy, right? Leaving from third dimensional, heavy, grabbing onto whatever they can third dimensional wise, because they don't want change. They want the same thing. They want to understand. They want to get it. No, that's slowly going away. So Paula says, any idea when that adjustment is coming? I would say, from what Spirit is telling me, spring. But it's not going to be a massive drop where we're going to lose our butts, right? That's not it. It's going to go back to normal. It's all inflated now because of the current president, and it will balance out. It might drop a little bit, but it's going to be good. But it's going to be more steady. But when he starts to tax businesses, corporations like he's supposed to, that's when they'll be like, you know what? Because they're still thinking third dimensional. Spirit says, okay, they will soon get on board with fourth dimensional energy, understanding that that's the future, because it is. There's no turning back, guys. We are here at this time, souls to experience that. That's business and what government becomes around the world. Aquarius is known as caring for people, not corporations. 200 years worth, you guys. 200 years worth of us. And that's the way that's the way it should have always been. Now I understand why it wasn't like that. Was because that I didn't know before until now that all of those all of those conjunctions and things happened in Earth signs for 200 years. Well, shit, that makes sense to me, right? How hard our lives have been, how challenging they have been, how in the mud they have been. I mean, Spirit is saying now, showing me now in my mind's eye, right, that we're up to our knees in mud. But the rains are coming to wash the mud away. That's fabulous, right? That's fabulous. That's great. That's great. So Adrian says Joe Biden's very caring. We know Joe never won. We didn't won before because, again, everything that happens, you guys, and you guys know this, it's right place, right time. Hey, Kimberly, right? Everything that happens in our life is right place, right time. It is. It's the way it is. You know, and anybody can say, oh, no, you can, okay, that's fine. You do what you got to do. But I'm telling you, from my spirit guide in spirit, directly through me as I channel him, is the fact that it's right place, right time. Hey, Frankie. See, so again, it is so very, very important to understand that as we go into the fourth dimensional energy starting December 22nd of this year. Hey, Tracy. Okay. That there's going to be people as we move into 2021, move into 2022 that are still clinging on with their fingernails in the freaking third dimensional energy. Okay. Also, Spirit showed me all of the Trump supporters, right? The 73 million people. The reason that he had, hey Vic, how are you? Hey C, he showed me this probably 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. Okay, again, my time is off totally. That just like Me Too, just like Black Lives Matter, okay, I may have talked about this before. The people that are attracted to Donald Trump are white people who generationally have always believed they didn't ever get theirs. Okay? And everything that is ancient energy that's in the dark, right, has to come to the light as we move into the fourth dimension so it can be healed. Okay? Marcy, the answer to that is no, unfortunately. They're going to help unemployment with an extra $300, the bill says, but there's not going to be any stimulus money until next year because of Joe Biden. Okay? They don't think that President Trump will sign it, which he probably will not. So if it had anything for individuals, corporations, yeah, small business, he's even fighting local and state government help. So that will end by once he's gone, okay, which will be January 20th. So understanding that if you know people who are Trump supporters, if you know people who follow his propaganda and what he says, it resonates with them for generations, right? And Spirit shows me back to Egypt, okay, back to England, okay, in the 11th century, in the 10th century, right, in Europe, where with the haves and a lot of have-nots. Hey, Joy, right? So that's generational of not believing, even when they came to America, right? And all of a sudden, the different ethnicities, the Scottish and the Irish and the Italians and whoever else was here, right? Whoever was here in charge, the white people, that were Americans per se, treated them horribly. And they got scraps of what was left, okay? So all that energy that's been back there, everything has come to the forefront. Everything has come to the light, right? And that made so much sense to me because I never understood what was the attraction there. Well, like I said, 4 or 5 weeks ago, he showed me exactly what that is. And it makes sense, okay? I have family who are those people, right? And again, Spirit says from past generations, right? It's inherent. I mean, it is. We teach our families the energy that we carry. They learn what we talk about, right? Every single generation. My mom and dad grew up in the Depression. My mother was tighter than bark on a tree. She learned that she needed to be frugal, right? That's the way it is. Hey, Pam, right? So again, we learn from them, and sometimes we go this way, sometimes we go and do what they actually did, right? So let me answer Paula. Okay, will 20 feel better? Oh my gosh, Paula, it's going to be, I know. Spirit, it's more than for most people who are connected to Spirit, who are connected to their guides, right? Who are as open as they possibly can. It's going to be instantaneous. December 22nd and further on, it's going to get lighter and lighter and lighter. The only negative thing is coronavirus is going to be horrible this winter. So please wear your mask. It's not just the flu, okay? Don't hate our governor. She's trying to save people's lives, you know. It's all in the package, right? They have to disrupt everything, including the government, to get everything to be built brand new. That's the universal's way. That's the age of Aquarius, right? If you and I had a conversation with somebody yesterday about the fifth dimension, right? The singing group from 1968, when they made that, when they wrote, and I think they wrote it, and then performed the song Age of Aquarius and Let the Sunshine In. It's all together, right? And if you have never heard that, you need to Google it. You need to go onto YouTube and put in Fifth Dimension, Age of Aquarius, and you need to listen to the words in that song. And I said to this person, how in the hell did they know? How did they know? Connection to spirit. Who is to think that 68? So we're talking 58 years ago? No, 52 years ago. Probably 53 years ago when they wrote it, right? How did they know? How amazing is that? When the moon is in the second house and Jupiter aligns with Mars and peace will come across the planet. The age of Aquarius. It is the age of Aquarius. I hear it in my head. See? Again, it all has to do with Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. The biggest gas planet ever, right? And Saturn, another gas planet that's smaller. The two largest planets in our solar system with all the power, and they struggle back and forth. Jupiter's about happiness and excitement and moving forward, and Saturn's like, hey, wait a minute, you know what? You got to have some structure in there. You got to have, but if you look in the sky, Saturn is smaller and Jupiter's brighter. That's why they merge on the 21st. Hopefully we'll be able to see it. Hey, Haley, how you doing? So Amy asks, will COVID numbers drop after Joe is in office? Corona numbers will not drop until probably June, or probably May or June of next year. Okay? We have to live with what we have. And there's 73 million people who do not believe that you need to wear a mask in this country. Okay? Out of the 154 million people, 73 million of them believe that they don't need to wear a mask. Okay? And they're fervent on that because that's what they were led to believe. Okay? Hey, Rhonda, right? So again, as we go into spring and summer next year, and the vaccinations are running good, right? It will start to wane about November. We should be good. Okay? I know, but Spirit says next year is a year of transformation. Year of transformation, and he's been saying that for a while, right? That it's coming. That it's coming. He just didn't give us all the details about the age of Aquarius till probably about 60, about 6 months ago. He says, yeah. See, so. Okay, so Dorothy says, will the banks foreclose on people that are into? No, they will not. No, they will not. Joe Biden will put a stop to that. Okay, even with executive orders. Okay, because when we win the 2 Senate seats in Georgia in January the 5th, which I have been told we will, the Democrats will. We will control the Senate. It'll be 50-50 or something like that, and Kamala Harris, the new vice president, will be the tiebreaker. And Joe Biden will pretty much be able to do what he needs to do. And we might have to fight a little bit to keep control in 2022, but by 2024 we should be golden. Okay? Because there's going to be lots of things the government can do to save people. He's also going to eliminate student debt. Okay? I will tell you that straight out. Hey, Michelle. Spirit's telling me between 40 and 50% of people's student debt will be retired, if not all of it. Okay? He says, right now is the best time for the government to borrow money. It's at 0% or less, and it will be easy to pay it back. okay? Especially once, when we win those Senate seats, okay? And Kamala Harris is there to break the tie, we will be golden, okay? Because again, it's all about Age of Aquarius, going from helping corporations and government to helping human for the next 200 years. Now, will that happen like that? It might not, right? But we'll feel it in the United States for sure, right? I mean, all of the Senate leaders, rhetoric and things like that. He thinks they've done enough. Well, yes, because he's still in control. Okay, so have faith. Spirit says. Okay, help is coming. Help is coming. And they're coming in chariots. He says they're all coming in chariots to save the world as we know it. To break down barriers, this is pretty cool, to break down all the barriers that have been built over the last 200 or more years, to free human from bondage, to free human bondage on their minds, bondage on their souls, allowing them to be free, allowing them, this is freaking cool, allowing them to be free spirits, allowing them to know, allowing them to know and to understand without having to learn, okay? And yeah, he shows, I've used a graphic on Facebook before that is person with the top of their head is like, there's stuff coming out of the top of their head. He just showed me that. Yes, Amy, gay folks are cool. Yeah. Spirit has said that animal will be beheaded and thrown out with the trash. Yeah. Yep. So it is allowing yourself to feel that energy. It is allowing yourself to deal with your fear. It is allowing yourself to not have to understand, he says. It is to trust, to believe that as you move forward into the fourth dimensional energy, as you see more and more, right? Because again, as we move forward, as we go into 2021, blinders will come off, you guys. Okay? And that's the beginning. Understanding. Please understand. You're here to experience fourth dimensional energy in your life for the rest of your life and all of your children's lives. Okay? And it is understanding that it will happen quickly, Spirit says. Okay? It will not be a vacuum. Okay? It's not going to suck all the bad stuff away, unfortunately. He says that stuff has to die a natural death. But we can easily sweep it out and bury it, he says. Okay? Because again, as people who are not Democrats, right? And who voted for the other side, yes, I'll tell you, Haley, I'll answer that in a minute. That more and more of those people, once they realize the government is there to take care of them, to help them, to be successful, to pay for things, to make it so that they're not living in fear, thinking they never got theirs, they will start to come back to realization. It's not greediness, Spirit says. It's not greediness at all. It's about knowing in our souls that our government is going to take care of us, okay? Like the Great Depression, okay? It took a while, but finally people went back to work. And then the war helped, of course, which was unfortunate. But again, nothing happens by chance, right? It was there to save the world. The war in the World War II was there to bring the world out of recession for a reason, right? Same reason that Donald Trump became president of the United States, right? He is basically, and you will find out more of this when he is gone, how bad he broke our government. There is things that I will not go into that I know, hey Erica, that are absolutely disturbing of what is no longer there. That was dismantled without us knowing. Okay? So, Whew, thank you, Spirit, on that one. That was pretty cool. Is there a reason? So Haley asks, is there a reason why I've been having strange dreams about people I've never met, specifically men? Of course, because your veil is lifting, Spirit says. Okay? As we go through our spiritual journey, as the fourth dimension gets closer and closer, guess what happens? We are able in sleep, right, to have dreams about people that we don't even know. Okay? Yet. Don't know them yet. Trust me. It happened to me as a child all the time. Okay? And again, be ready that when we get into that fourth dimensional energy, they will start to clear your memory banks. So you will have dreams about people that you knew when you were 5. You will have dreams about ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends. From 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Trust me, they have to clean those memory banks out to bring that energy and that information to fill them back up moving forward. That's been happening to me. It's just amazing. I know we're this close to moving to Kihei in Maui, and I'm excited as hell. So I know that China is coming really, 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 really fast. So let me see, so Amy says, back in 2012, so many people talked about a shift to the fourth dimension. It feels like we took a huge step back, right. And Amy, then it says see more because you can't write that much stuff. But, well, yeah, we had to take things back to be, hey, Carrie, we need to talk. I never called you back. I was busy that day. Because we have to be pushed. We had to, again, 2012, Barack Obama won again. It has everything to do with the President of the United States, I'm telling you. And then it needed to prepare us for Donald Trump. For all of that, hey, Molly, to have all that energy from white people, right? From the disenfranchised white people to follow Donald Trump, for all that ancient energy to come to the light, so that it can be cleared. That's what Donald Trump is here for, okay? And that's what when Spirit gave me that information about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I'm like, well, that makes freaking total sense. I get it because it's generational. Just like black folks being killed for just for no freaking reason for the last 500-600 years. What the hell is that about? White people, right? So again, Black Lives Matter. That's what it's for, to bring all that ancient energy of hangings and beheadings and slavery and all the things that white people put in place, because we did, right? And we're to blame from ancestors, right? Trust me, nothing happens by chance. That had to come to the forefront of us watching George Floyd get killed, okay? On top of that, COVID came right after that to rip away our routine, to rip away our blinders of that has nothing to do with me. I can't deal with that. Otto Watson News. Well, guess what? Hey, Scott. So again, if you look at the timeline from 2012, okay, and the birther movement got really strong, and all these things happened so they can prepare us for the fourth dimension. Hi, Lisa. Right? They can prepare us for the energy. And when it does happen for us, we go, oh my God, I cannot believe what I know. Can't believe what I feel. Wow, this is amazing. But then we have COVID, right? And COVID's going to be there, guys. So we just have to understand that, I know, Spirit says, now we have to pay the piper, but we were willing to pay the piper back last year, right? Fourth dimensional people with sense, well, let's take care of it then, and by now we wouldn't have this problem. We'd all be getting vaccinated, see? So we have to pay the piper now. Doesn't mean that it's not going to get so much better by summer 2020, by 2021, okay? So Dorothy says, is Sean Campbell the right person to help me with bankruptcy? Yes. Amanda, does fourth dimension and fifth dimensional energy have pain and suffering? No. Amanda, that's the cool thing about fourth dimension. And Spirit gave me this probably 6 months ago. Yeah, probably 6 months ago. I might have talked about it on here. I know that I've talked about it in readings, that third dimensional energy is disease energy, okay? Because we're stuck, okay? As we move into fourth dimensional energy, and Spirit told me this, we're going to have a cure for blindness, have a cure for cancer, have a cure for all these things in the next 40 to 50 years, but sooner than that, he says. As new diseases come up from the icebergs melting, because they have viruses inside of them, we will be able to knock those down even faster than we're knocking down corona. Okay? So again, all the things that are killing people now, okay, will be solved, he says, in the first 10 to 15 years of the fourth dimensional energy, because it's not heavy anymore. Chimes. It's more knowledge. Like I said before, Spirit showed me the top of your head, and I put this graphic on Facebook a couple times with my tut postings of the top of your head, and there's energy and things coming out of the top of your head. That's what he's showing me about human. Okay, so let me see. So it's going to be good. Is there any need to create destruction, especially before ushering? No, absolutely. For a creative destruction. No, Carrie, there isn't. For creative destruction. No, they'll do all that for us. Okay. They will. I know. Spirit says they will. We will. You will recognize fourth dimensional energy. He says. Okay. You will recognize. Your soul recognize it. Your human will recognize it, right? And he says you will know accordingly. You may have to imagine your business or you imagine your life in a different way, okay? And then as the positive things build up, as we go through things, again, guys, we were in, third dimensional energy for like 15,000 years. So it's not going to be a snap, crack, pop, and it's going to be gone, right? The blessing is we're going from energy that has been based in the earth signs, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, for the last 200 years, okay? The earth sign energy has been with us for 200 years, okay? Well, half the country is only 240 years old, right? So, I mean, then think about that, right? Our government sprang up. And then things persisted the way that they persisted in the past 240 years. Okay, so this new energy is going to be fabulous for us, right? We just and hey, Jody, and Spirit says you will know it. You will not have to recognize. You don't have to work towards it. And he says you will not need to have a throw-out party. You won't have to break stuff. You won't have to you won't have to do ceremonies. He says, okay. Your soul will feel the need not to do that. Okay? So Lisa said, okay, let me see what we got. Okay, so Lisa says, new here, would love a message if possible, and drawn. I don't do that on here, Lisa. Okay? I'll answer questions and things, but I don't do readings on Facebook, on my Facebook Lives at all. No, I don't do that. Okay? These sessions are about teaching. Okay? That's what these are about. So Abby says 220 has been horrible, but my life has been such positive. Well, exactly, Abby. See, because again, your baby's going to be born in fourth dimensional energy. Okay, and that's the transformation, right? That's the transition, right? And then as we move forward, things change. The energy shifts. Now, does that mean it shifts for everybody? Other people will find it difficult. Like I said before, Spirit shows people, especially our president, claws into the third dimensional energy and not wanting it to go away because that's all they know. See? Because I know. Spirit says he will not be powerful in fourth dimensional energy. Okay? Because the words that he say that are lies, that is propaganda, will fall on deaf ears. That is freaking amazing to me right there. Okay? That's what exactly will happen because more and more of the followers will be moving into fourth dimensional energy in the next year and a half, 2 years. And they'll be like, oh, I can see my government's going to start taking care of me for once, going to start making sure that I can have enough to eat, that I do have a place to live that is good, that's not squalor, right? The government is going to take care of us. And again, like I said before, some people will call it socialism, whatever that is. Those people live in third dimensional energy. Okay? So Amanda says this message feels a lot like light at the end of the tunnel. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Okay? Because again, once we get to the first week of January, hi Stephanie, and again, once we get to inauguration day, okay, and he starts out that day. Again, he's president at 12:01. Okay, no matter what, it doesn't matter. And you know who may do something stupid to be, well, whatever, to take away from this. Well, there's 80 million people that voted for him, and we're all going to be on the TV looking at him take office, right? I will tell you, day one, you are going to go, oh my effing God, I can't believe it. Hey, Blake, because everything is going to start to change. The things he has already planned and the executive orders he's going to do, and some of the things you'll go, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, he knows more than we know, guys, just like our governor does, okay? They are privy to information that we don't get, okay? We have to trust and understand, right? We may not like it, right? But at least we have to trust. Go, okay, I know in my soul that this is exactly what is going to happen because Spirit tells me so. He understands totally. He sees everything. In fact, I'm seeing everything now as I channel, right? So it's going, he just said it's going to be glorious. People are going to be within 6 months and they're going to be like, oh my God, we are in heaven. We're in heaven, right? As summer comes. He says spring may even come early. Okay, to America, because of the shift of energy, right? Because of the shift in connection to the universe and the connection to God, right? Because God is the universe, right? It's all one, not religious God. Okay, take that and separate that. That's different, right? And that's fine. If that's what you believe in, awesome. But the universe is God in the bigger picture, right? I know. Spirit says all the little gods, Jesus and all those people, right? All the prophets live under the veil of God, under the umbrella of God, he says, which is true. Which is very, 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 very true. See, so we just have to protect ourselves. We have to make sure that we understand that we. I know, Spirit. Hang on. That I got to finish this thought. That he's so funny. He tells me, "Thank you." He'll say one thing and then he'll get ready to say it, and we're right behind it. Well, we need to talk about this. Okay, fine. I got to get it out. That I just lost it. Why do you do that? Because I want to talk about food. Okay. So he stopped me in the mid-try. See how that goes? Welcome to my life. So yeah, that's how it goes. Every day. Okay, food. You will want different food when we move into the fourth dimension. Less of what we eat now. Okay, it will be more plant-based. It will be less meat from animals. Chimes. It will be more water, more replenishment of earth, he says, okay? More real food, okay? More fish, things, not farm raised, but fish from oceans, fish from lakes. It will be plentiful, he says. It will be plentiful, all right? Because they're bringing the abundance of the ocean to mankind starting next year, which is just amazing to me. I had this thought again in the shower today. I don't know why it was. Again, they talked to me in the bathroom, right? About the oceans and how are we going to sustain the world on food from the ocean. Hey, Shay, right? How are we going to do that? I mean, again, we have to have cows and pigs and chickens and turkeys and things like that on the earth for us to kill and then eat, right? I know. He says, but as we move forward, that will be more growing food, being plenty, right? Because it's going to shift us, right? We're going to feel the need for, instead of having a big old steak and potato and salad and blah, 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 it may not be that big of a steak. It might be a littler steak. It might be more salad. It might be more vegetables. It might be more anything. Hello, Kathy, right? So yeah, he says you're going to need to change because when you eat the heavy food, you're not as ascended as need be. Okay, They're too heavy, right? Too solitary, right? And so even in the wintertime, it's going to be different. It's going to be different for us. Okay? So when you get the urge to eat more salad, when you get the urge to eat more vegetables, when you get the urge, do it. Okay? Don't say, well, no, you need to do it. Even if it's frozen stuff or canned stuff, it doesn't matter, right? Give that energy to your body. If you get the feeling, if you get the message, if you get you're starting to eat more food, eat the food that you've always eaten, and you start to feel nauseated. Hey, Elizabeth, you start to feel gross in your stomach, intestinal issues, things like that. That's them saying it no longer works for the energy in your body. Okay, which is fascinating to me because I've got that message about 9 months ago. I do not like fish. I like mahi, and that's it. Right? I don't like a lot of vegetables. I can do, cucumbers, and I can do corn, and I can do broccoli. I love asparagus, things like that. But a lot of the other things I don't have any use for, but I know that I will like them. Okay? So, all right, Abby, take care. So again, when you get that, start to receive those messages or whatever, Spirit says, take heed. Okay? Just understand that that is what it is. That's what it is. So we just have to be prepared for that. And Spirit says, when you start to receive those messages, if you procrastinate, it will slow down your ascension. Okay? So again, you don't have to change like that. I mean, I'm not going to. I know that once we get to Maui, that I will eat different. I will eat differently at that time. Because there's not a lot of what I would normally eat on the island. So I will be doing more, I'll eat more fish and things like that. I'm ready to eat more fish. I just don't know how to cook it. So, okay, so Erica's saying, I literally just started wanting plant-based fish, wanting more water, started bringing, exactly, Erica, that's exactly what it is. Okay, that means that your connection to the universe is strong. That means that you're allowing your guides to bring you information that is going to change the way that you live your life. Okay, and more healthy, right? That's what it's all about. Also, Spirit wants me to just kind of a little sidebar. That is what COVID does. Also, it shows you that you don't need to go to the gym to work out. You can still get enough energy. You can still get enough exercise at home, walking, whatever. Right? Going swimming in your apartment complex pool, if it's inside, whatever. That you don't need to go to a place like a lot of people to be fit. Okay, make time and things like that. I know he said this. It's a lot of it is about getting out of sequence, getting out of routine, and finding our balance. Okay, because Erica, that. Okay, Elizabeth, become more interested in plant-based food. The reason like to, Laura, exactly. It is exactly what it's all about. Hey, Christy, Adrian, I've been thinking about gradually changing my diet. Well, Adrian, as you are prompted, that's when you do it. Okay, try it now. I mean, if you're prompted to do it now, but don't change on a dime because your body's going to be like, what the hell, right? But having less protein, right, the size of your fist, I think they always say, like chicken breasts. If you can get organic, that's even better, but it's kind of expensive at the moment. And then the rest being vegetables. That's what's going to help to change the way that we feel. Okay, because we have to be lighter. We can't. I know you're also going to be less sedentary. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so Sue, it's true. She's lost 40 pounds at home. There you go. Exactly. Yep. Pam is saying, I've been getting messages to purify all. Exactly. Purification. Eating real food. Everything that we eat, and guys, I'm telling you what, even meat is processed. It's processed. Everything in a can is processed. In a carton is processed. If you don't go out and pick it off the ground or go to the farmer's market or go to the grocery store and buy it, then guess what? It's been processed. Even some of the things that are in the grocery store in the produce section are processed, right? With GMO, there's no reason why you need to have a chicken breast that is this big, where the chicken can't even walk. That is disgusting to me. Or the chicken leg is like a side of beef. No. Pigs being a certain way, overweight, and cows being overweight, and just all this thing about pumping them with stuff. That's not natural. That's not natural. It's about feeding the masses. Well, guess what? That's going to change. Okay? That's going to change. Because our bodies are going to stop being able to process that. Okay. So Haley wants to know how she did that. Hey, Kathy's back. Many vegetarian already. So Pam was a vegetarian already. She's trying to get away from that. Michelle says hormones are in it is bad. Exactly. Eating grass-fed beef, eating grass-fed, even wild, right? I mean, that's what it's about. Free range chickens that are not filled with hormones, that have not been GMO done, right? That have not been I know. Spirit is showing me when I was a child, the chicken that was in the roaster, the breasts were probably this big on each side, okay? He says that's when there was no playing around with nature, okay? So I'm 60, so I would say probably 45 years ago. Hey Chuck, how you doing? Right? So again, it's always been about how do I sell more chickens? How do I sell more of this? How do I do this and this to make more profit, to feed the world as they kill chickens and things like that because they don't need them or something. It's bizarre. So Molly says, why can't I seem to get into the spirit of Christmas? Molly, that's because, hey Ryan, hey Suzanne, that's because of the changing energy on the planet, okay? And I know you, my dear, and we've known each other since we were born, right? We will take the memories of what Christmas was as we move into the future. I think you're like 2 years older than I am, maybe 3. I'm not really sure. I don't remember, right? And it'll be about a newfound Christmas. The old ways of doing the holiday are slowly going to fade. And for you, it is about understanding that you do what you do and you do what feels right, right? But the old feeling of Christmas and how wonderful it is and all these other things, he says you will make new memories as we move into the fourth dimensional energy, okay? You will look fondly back, Spirit says, on Christmases with your family, right? With your mom and your dad and your brothers, and with your children and with your grandchildren and things. But he says the fourth dimensional energy, Molly, will suit you well, okay? And that's what it is. That's what it is things that we've known, us old folks, right? Will mean less. We won't get into the spirit. Like I said, I was guided to get the Christmas tree 2 weeks freaking early. I am not. My mother put that Christmas tree up, allowed us to put the Christmas tree up, I should say, about 7 days before the holiday. But by the 28th of December, that thing was out the front door. It was in the yard. She wanted her house back. Okay, so I've always done the same thing. Christmas trees are, we're leaves like, let's keep it for a month. I'm not keeping anything for a month, right? So again, I was guided this year. We just got it last weekend. I've never had a Christmas tree for 4 freaking weeks. There's no way. I know why we got it early, which I'll explain, guys, probably later. Okay, so Ryan, where did he go? Medical medium advice has been changing my lifestyle and exactly. Yep. I'm telling you. Listen, Spirit says. Understand. Just feel the need, right? If something doesn't work with your body anymore because you get gas or you get all stuffed up or you bloat or whatever it is, it's not. Again, and many people, including myself, have said, I don't understand what's going on. I've always been able to do that. Sugar's another one, right? But always been able. I don't understand. Why do I blah blah blah? Also, as we go into the fourth dimension, Spirit says, we will all be more susceptible to chemicals, okay? Because filters will be gone, okay? So when the cleaning solution that we use to clean our floors, Lysol spray, prime example, right? We will be more like, oh my God, I've never been bothered by it before, because it's not natural. Okay, so all the things with chemicals in it, not that that's a bad thing, but we have to understand we have to put a mask on to disinfect our house. I have to now. Okay, when I use Lysol in my house, I cleaned my bathroom the other day. I had to put a mask on because it just infects me where I feel like I can't breathe. Okay, chimes. Okay, because as our souls rise, as we become more aware, as we become more out of the third dimension, we have to learn how to be in that energy. And I'm telling you, that's one of the big ones. It was for me, food and that. Okay, so Adrian says, let's purchase a grow tent and we'll start growing our vegetables and seeds. There you go. Exactly. Karen, my 20-year-old son is very thin, claims he is never hungry. It is part of this change. Okay. So Karen, I was the same exact way. I was not into food when I was growing up. I mean, I was 137 pounds and 5'8" until probably 2001. Okay, I was 41 years old. And I had to teach myself how to eat because still to this day, eating does not make me happy. It's just something I have to do to survive, okay? And Karen, I'll text you what else is with that, okay? I'm just wanting to tell you here because other people will get it. Okay, your son is connected to spirit, I'm assuming. I get that he's connected to spirit, okay? He is in the forefront of the fourth dimensional energy, spirit says, okay? Molly, I do too, honey. Trust me. I miss my Christmases like that too. I have wonderful memories of Christmases when I was a child. I was blessed. I was truly blessed with parents who did it. It was just wonderful. I picked the right family, you know. Yeah. So, okay, Karen. So he doesn't need all that. He doesn't need all the food. He's not anorexic. Okay. There's more to it, but I don't want to go into it here. So if you want to text me at 4 o'clock or something like that, or a little bit after, got another reading at 5 or 5:30, I think. So usually it's my 4 to 5 o'clock rest after this. But if you want to send me a text and I'll kind of explain it to you, I can call you on the phone and I can explain it to you then. Okay. Okay, Laura, I've been able to enjoy Christmas for a number of years. So this is helping a little. Exactly. Understanding, Laura, that as we move forward, as the veil, I know. He says the veil is being lifted, okay? Being lifted. All the things that we could no longer see are now going to be able to be seen. So us being stuck, right? Again, for you, Laura, you've already been moving forward like I have been for years, okay? I just didn't know it. Trust me, I'm not a big Christmas person. Lee says I'm frugal. And it's like, well, I don't have the money to do what I used to do when I had a job making $125,000 a year. So that worked me to death. So I get it. I totally get it. So Elizabeth, I'm having a particular rough day today. I could use all the love and light you guys can muster. So Elizabeth Owen needs love and light, you guys. She's having a rough day. So please send her all that you can possibly do. It's very, very important for all of us to support each other, right? Hi, Ann. Does my health seem to be improving to spirit? Well, Vic, you tell me. I know it is. Okay? Eat different food, he says. Eat different food. Yep, eat different food. Do you smoke? Because you need to stop if you do. Okay? And guys, you're going to be challenged with that stuff, right? You're going to be challenged with drinking, alcohol. You're going to be challenged with smoking. You're going to be challenged. Okay? I know. Because your chemicals in your body are going to shift as we move into the fourth dimension. Okay? And again, I'm 60, so I got 25, 30 years of this, right? But some of you, right? that will watch this are in your 20s, your 30s. Think about that. You're going to have 50, 60 years in the fourth dimensional energy. Thank God, how wonderful would that be, right? Okay? So understand that, so Vic says, no, she doesn't smoke. Spirit's telling me, Vic, it's about what you eat. And your health is getting better. First off, because you retired from your job. Bingo. Good for you. Okay? Less stress, he says. You can bring more balance into your life. Exactly. Yes, Susan, I will post it. Yeah. I will definitely post it as soon as we're done. So I think it's 4 o'clock, you guys. Yes, it is. Okay, so anyway, I didn't get to talk about everything that I was planning on talking about, but that's Spirit, right? We've had 2 weeks of not talking, and there's all kinds of stuff bottled up. I may do something tomorrow. I'm not sure. Depends upon what I'm led to do. Blake says small changes can make a big impact. Exactly. Just again, you guys have Spirit has always said one step forward, you guys. Just one step. That's all you gotta do. Then another step. Then another step. And it gets easier as you go forward. As you go forward. That's what it's all about. Nobody can deal with big ass change, right? Boom! All of a sudden your life changes. Oh no! I will never forget. Back when I started this journey, 2015, 2016, right after I quit my job. That I would say, well, I don't understand how come they don't just show me. And people would say, well, Bill, if they showed you, your brain would explode. You would be sitting in a corner rocking because your brain is not prepared for what you're going to be doing now. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I can handle it. Being a true muggle, right? Well, now I understand. We have to take incremental steps in moving that direction, right? So that's why fourth dimension is going to happen in what, a month? Not even a month. Shoot, it's December, right? Yeah, we're talking like 3 weeks, right? So think about that. In 3 weeks, everybody, it's going to be a pretty great day. A pretty great day. Pretty great 2021. And we'll keep on doing this as long as I can before we move. When we move, there's going to be some changes in what I'm available to do. But we'll see what happens, right? We're going to hang loose, like my dad always say, hang loose, Bill, hang loose. That's what we're going to do. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. Namaste. Stay conscious, okay? I'll see you guys next week.